Assalamualaikum and a very good day. I bid to Prof. Mother Dr. Hasnah Binti Kamardin. We are from Group 6 and will be presenting about our project for subject BKAR3033 Financial Accounting and Reporting 3. For this project, it contains introduction about the project, background of the companies, disclosure of MFRS 108, 110, 116 and 136, and also contain about key audit matters and financial statement analysis. As an introduction, I will explain a little bit about our project. The main focus of this project is to see the ability of students to understand the disclosure and application of MFRS 108, changes in accounting policy, estimates and error, MFRS 116, property, plant and equipment, MFRS 136, impairment, and MFRS 110, events after reporting period. And next is it also aims to make analysis regarding the related disclosure of key audit matters and analyze whether the changes in MFRS and key audit matters did affect the company's performance either before or during the outbreak of COVID-19. My name is Siti, Nurbalqis, Binti, Zairil, Hizam, metric number 281611, and I'll be presenting about the company's background. The first company that we have chosen is Hub Consolidated Berhad, which is a public company and it was established in 19 June 1996. It focuses on transportation and logistics services, and it also provides freight forwarding with services for air division and sea freighting. Other than that, it also provides machinery rental for their customer, such as container front loader, forklift, crane and excavator. The next company is Tekna X Berhad, which has been operating for 14 years as a public listed company. Formerly known as Sino Huaan International Berhad, this company is expert in technologies, deep analytics and digital infrastructure. It also has 6 subsidiaries with all 6 focusing on energy storage solutions and ecosystem. The reason why it changed its name is because of the disposal of the group's scope business, so the management team wanted to move forward with new strategy and new name. The next company is Sapura Energy Berhad, which was founded on 15 May 2012. The headquarters is located in Seri Kembangan, Selangor, and then the former name is Sapura Kencana Petroleum Berhad. This company is also listed on the main market of Bursa Malaysia under Energy Sector Public Limited Liability Company. The main business of this company is engineering and construction, and they are also expert in drilling. Our next company is Shin Yang Shipping Corporation Berhad, which can be considered as one of the large shipping and shipbuilding operator that cover both Malaysia and international waters. It major in ship repairs and maintenance and also fabrication of metal structure. The example of vessels that are built are cargo vessel, workboat, landing craft, and navy training vessel. Last but not least is Sea Link International Berhad that started its business in 1974. In 1994, the founders started to explore the business to the offshore oil and gas industry, and from that, it started their shipbuilding career. This company is also listed in main market of Bursa Malaysia under transportation and logistics.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a very good day to Prof. My name is Muhammad Alif bin Tengku Hamzah, metric number 280534. For today's presentation, I have divided my presentation into 2 main parts, which are the disclosure of MFRS 108 and MFRS 110. In my presentation, I will focus on these 2 standards. First, I'll be looking at MFRS 108. MFRS 108 is changes in accounting policies, estimates, and error as well. Thus, these changes might affect the company's financial statements respectively. Every item that the company recognized during the period shall be disclosed accordingly to the viability of information. Therefore, they should disclose the information retrieved from the implementation of MFRS 108 by making restatement with retrospectively or prospectively. For instance, based on the companies we studied, most of the information being disclosed frequently in the annual reports are related to MFRS 16, lease, MFRS 9, financial instruments, and MFRS 15, revenue from contracts with customers as well. Moving on to MFRS 110, events after the reporting date are those events both favorable and unfavorable which occur between the end of an accounting period and the date when the financial statements are authorized to issue. These standards identify two types of events, which are the first one, the adjusting events, which provide further evidence of conditions that existed at the end of accounting period, and the second one is the non-adjusting event, which are those indicative of conditions. Therefore, the entity should disclose the information related, such as the date of authorization, the nature of event, and the estimation on financial statement, and the last one is the changes in accounting basis. For instance, based on the company we studied, most of the information they disclose are related to the issuance of ordinary shares to expand their businesses, and apart from that, they also disclose the information due to the COVID-19 outbreak by making notes in the respective account. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum Prof. I am Syazwin Batrisyia, matrix number 281615, and I will be presenting the disclosure of MFRS 116 and MFRS 136. So starting off with MFRS 116, which is used as a guideline of the accounting treatment for PPEs. So there are two types of accounting policies when measuring PPE, which are the cost model and the revaluation model. The cost model is calculated by deducting the accumulated depreciation and impairment losses to the cost of PPE, whereas the revaluation model is calculated by deducting the subsequent accumulated depreciation and impairment losses to the fair value of asset at the date of revaluation. So after analysing all the annual reports of the companies, we could conclude that all 5 companies used the cost model when measuring their PPEs. Moving on to MFRS 136, which is used as a guideline to ensure that an entity's asset is not carried more than their recoverable amount. In the graph illustrated, we can see the trend of impairment losses of the companies throughout the years. The impairment loss for Sapura Energy Service Berhad and C-Hub Consolidated Berhad slightly decreased in the years of 2018 to 2019 and increased significantly during the years of COVID, which is from 2019 to 2020. Other than that, the impairment loss for Shenyang Shipping Corporation and Sea-Link International Berhad increased in the years before COVID, which was 2018 to 2019, and decreased in the years of 2019 to 2020. Lastly, the impairment losses for Tekna X Berhad significantly increased in the year of 2018 to 2019, but it plummeted in the years of 2019 to 2020. Other than that, there were no reversals of impairment losses on PPE group of assets that was disclosed by the companies, but some did disclose the reversal of impairment losses on financial instruments, including Sea-Link International Berhad, C-Hub Consolidated, and Shenyang Shipping Corporation Berhad.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. I will continue this presentation with the key audit matters identified in our 5 research companies. Okay, according to Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, key audit matters is defined as those matters in an auditor's professional judgment that were most significant in the audit of financial statements of the current period. Okay, we have figured out at least one key audit matters is disclosed for each company. Okay, for Sapura Energy Berhad, their common key audit matters include the impairment assessment of goodwill on consolidation and PPE. The next key audit matter is the recognition of revenue and cost on contract based on percentage of completion method. Next, for C-Hub Consolidated Berhad, they only disclose one key audit matters, which is the impairment of trade receivables for the 3 consecutive years. Okay, for Shenyang Shipping Corporation Berhad, their common key audit matters is revenue recognition from freight, literage, charterage, hire charges, and also revenue from shipbuilding, ship repairs, and metal fabrications. The second key audit matters is the impairment assessment of trade and other receivables. And the last one is the impairment assessment on the vessels. Okay, let's move to the Sea-Link International Berhad. Their common key audit matters found in the report are recoverability of carrying amounts of vessel and the impairment of investment in subsidiaries. And lastly, for Tekna Berhad, their key audit matters found in the independent auditor's report are including assessment on the recognition of deferred tax, impairment assessment of PPE, acquisition business, goodwill impairment assessment, and disposal group classified as held for sale.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Adlyn Fathiyah Binti Saad with metric number 281533. I will present about financial statement analysis. In financial statement analysis, we have profitability ratios, liquidity ratios, solvency ratios, and market price ratios. For profitability ratio, the return on asset and return on equity are applied. During COVID-19 pandemic, the most companies are terribly affected except for Tekna Berhad since the company are increasing on 2020. The factor of declining in profitability ratio is declining in sale because of movement restrict order on 2020 during the pandemic outbreak. Okay, next for the liquidity ratio, current ratio and net working capital to total asset ratios are applied. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the liquidity of most of the company was affected, but Sapura Energy Berhad and Tekna Berhad were the most affected. The factor of decreasing in liquidity ratios are increasing in short-term debt and decreasing in current assets. After that, total debt ratio and debt to equity ratio are used to evaluate the solvency ratios. During the pandemic outbreak, the solvency ratios of most companies are increased instead of decreased. Tekna X was increased drastically in both ratios. From the risk perspective, a higher ratio may cause the difficulties in borrowing money, and the company would have a problem in repaying the debt. Okay, lastly, price to earning ratio were used to measure the company's share price and to assess the investors' confidence. Most company price to earning ratio was significantly dropped even before the COVID-19 outbreak. In conclusion, the pandemic outbreak is insignificantly affected the company's price to.
So, that's all from us. Thank you.